Felicity Huffman David Mamets' defense of actress angers many. Author David Mamets signs copies of his book Bambi vs. Godzilla at book. Author David Mamets reads a chapter from his book Bambi vs. Godzilla at book. Author David Mamets poses for a portrait at Book Soup February 6, 2007 in Los Angeles, California. Photo by Amanda L.R. Writer, Director, Executive Producer David Mamets, actress Helen Mirren, and consultant Linda Kenny Bodden speak on stage during the Phil Spector panel discussion at the HBO portion of the 2013 Winter TCA Tour during 2013 Winter TCA Tour Day 1 at Langham Hotel on January 4, 2013 in Pasadena, California. Photo by Fred. David Mamets meets the audience during the 11th Rome Film Festival at Auditorium Parco della Musica on October 18, 2016 in Rome, Italy. Photo by Ernesto. Antonio Monda and David Mamets meet the audience during the 11th Rome Film Festival at Auditorium Parco della Musica on October 18, 2016 in Rome, Italy. Photo by Ernesto. Rebecca Pigeon and David Mamets walk a red carpet during the 11th Rome Film Festival at Auditorium Parco della Musica on October 18, 2016 in Rome, Italy. Photo by Ernesto. Antonio Monda and David Mamets meet the audience during the 11th Rome Film Festival at Auditorium Parco della Musica on October 18, 2016 in Rome, Italy. Photo by Ernesto. It's hard to believe that any topic could unite a nation in our politically divisive times. But so far, that includes Desperate Housewives star Felicity Huffman and her actor husband William H. Macy, who heretofore enjoyed a pretty sterling professional and personal reputations in Hollywood and among TV and movie fans. But that was before Tuesday, when Huffman was arrested by armed FBI agents at her Los Angeles home and brought into federal court to face charges in A. of paying $15,000 disguised as a charitable donation due to the founder of a college prep business to doctor the SAT test for her oldest daughter, Sophia. Macy, 68, was not charged, though the complaint showed that the shameless actor was present for some of the conversations that Huffman had about the alleged efforts to falsify their daughter's college entrance exam. Condemnations of Huffman and Macy, along with snarky memes referencing their Desperate Housewives and Fargo roles, multiplied on Twitter, on cable news and in opinion columns. The criticism prompted 538 founder Nate Silver to humorously tweet that betting had begun on which website would be the first to publish some high-profile persons in defense of Felicity Huffman op-ed. Betting line on which publication will be the first to publish an in defense of Felicity Huffman op-ed. Quillette 32 NEW York Times 21 WALL Street Journal 41 THE Atlantic 71 Politico IE 10-1 SLATE 10-1 Reason 15-1 Washington Post 21 VOX 31. Nate Silver at Nate Silver 538. It turns out that none of the publications listed by Silver was the first to publish an in-defense piece. But the in-defense piece came nonetheless from writer David Mamets, who shared an open letter with numerous publications in which he tried to explain why his longtime industry friends don't deserve all the scorn being heaped upon them. However, Mamets' argument didn't succeed in portraying Huffman and Macy in a more sympathetic light. In fact, Mamets' basic argument is that all wealthy parents game the system, and Huffman may have felt forced to go along, only she made the unfortunate choice to choose the strategy that happens to be illegal. Mamets said that Huffman's zeal for her child's future overcame her better judgment. He said such zeal, "I am crazy about them both," Mamets said. The Pulitzer Prize. Mamets' letter focused on his belief that admissions policies at elite universities are a corrupt joke, noting that Harvard once was sued for restricting the admission of qualified Jews. Actually, the idea that college admissions policies are corrupt is widely shared by critics who say that affluent parents have a number of ways to legally but unfairly improve the odds of their children getting into their preferred schools at the expense of less socioeconomically advantaged students. Mamets, who said he has worked in and around elite universities for years, specifically referred to what's known as the backdoor approach of parents making a direct donation to the university to fund a program or building. The unqualified may be accepted for many reasons, among them, as legacies, and on account of large donations made by their parents, Mamet continued, before he stepped into a line of argument that, to some, made him come across as a defender of the corrupt status quo he was criticizing. I do not see the difference between getting a kid into school by bribing the building committee, and by bribing someone else, Mamet wrote. But, apparently, not surprisingly, Mamet's argument that Huffman shouldn't be reviled or criminally charged because other wealthy parents also game the system, even if in legal ways, didn't sit well with people responding to links to articles about his letter. Commenters decried his every botus doing it defense, saying they would still never cheat or do anything illegal even if such an action was the only way to improve their children's odds of getting into a good school. The response on everyone does it, so no big deal. Okay. Cindy B at AKAZDNEY67. Yeah, my zeal for my children's future meant that I would never teach them that Georgette Street. Claire at Georgette, one of America's most celebrated purveyors of rank cynicism, is sympathetic to fraudulent schemes to circumvent fair dealing? I am shocked. Kelly Cooper at Narboink. One famous person defending another, nothing new. Meanwhile, Anne-Marie Christopher at Anmar 47501893. Give me a break. We all want the best. Suzanne Prescott at Suzanne Prescott. OMG, even the brilliant become stupid when the tribe is under attack. His defense of David S. Crane at Scrinester. Get Morning Report and other email newsletters.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.